I'm Mitch Bohannon. I'm a regular contributor to Worship Musician Magazine. I've been using as a worship pastor, as a tech director, Ableton Live for at least 18 years. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll give you a little bit more of my background, but I'll get to the lesson real quick. I would love for you to subscribe and like, share how you use Ableton, maybe some questions that you have that you'd like answered. I'm going to give you some bite-sized lessons, things that I've learned and picked up from the guys that I've studied from over all of these years. These are our Ableton quick tips for running click track. And today we're going to look at a couple of benefits using session view and a couple of benefits using arrangement view. This is a master list of songs that I have used for many years. I've added songs and added songs. They're all alphabetized. This is actually has been for years my favorite way of running Ableton in session view. My click is always the first track. Then my guide is always the second track. Sometimes I'll add a second guide if there are things I want to add to the song special for a certain service. I have loops, I have drums, pads, I have guitars, I have keys, all the way to background vocals and other audio elements. One of my favorite things about session view is all I have to do to fire a song is click the play button.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So I build my tracks, I build a song, I drop it into this master list, and it's ready to go. So if I want to come in on a given week and say I'm using Always So Good as my first song, I'm going to set it as number 1, and Because He Lives is my second song, and Belong to You is my third song, and then we finish up with something way down here. God Is Able is my fourth song. Now I'm out of program. All I have to do is hit number 1, and it fires number 1.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My space bar is the stop. So when the song is over, it'll automatically stop. Or if we have an emergency and we need to stop, I can stop it. Number 2, Because He Lives.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
I'll stop that. Number 3,
Intro 2,
Belong to You.
4.
And number 4,
Intro 2, 3, 4.
God Is Able. And there's my whole set for session view. Now let's switch over to arrangement view. So for this example in arrangement view, I've only dropped in 2 songs. One has a click and cues, and one song, Belong to You, has a grouped set of tracks. I can ungroup that and I can see all the tracks. During service, I don't need to see all that, and so I can group them up. My song number 1 is set up. My song number 2 is set up. And the way I run a Sunday morning is I tap number 1, that I'm ready to start song number 1, and my space bar is play and stop.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
There's song number 1. We finish. If we finish the song and I don't stop the track, it will keep on running and start song number 2. This is a benefit if you want your songs to butt up together. You can place them right up together in Ableton and start the track on one song and play through as many songs as you want back to back. I have a marker for number 2. I'm going to hit number 2. I'm going to hit play.
Intro 2,
and now
3,
it's
4.
Belong to You. A benefit of running arrangement view, it looks like a DAW. It looks like your normal recording. You can see the waveforms. Everything is assignable in either a session view or arrangement view, just the same. But one of the benefits, we are in a situation where one of our services does not have a full run-through time before service, and so they've just got to grab a bit of a song and a bit of another song. And so in arrangement view, I can go just to the chorus of song number 1.
Chorus 2, 3, 4.
And play through that. And I can go just to the chorus of song number 2.
Chorus 2, 3, 4.
And play through that. So I could see that as one of the great benefits of running Arrangement View. If you follow me for more videos, I'm going to show you some of the controllers that I use. I have a new review coming up of a new controller that is just coming out, and I will take you through exactly how to set up from beginning to end your Arrangement View songs set list. I have a video to take you through how to set up from beginning to end your session view set list, as well as some good practices and key tips that I've learned along the way. If you're still watching, you're either really bored or you're really interested. Just some of my background. In about 2006, 2005 or 6, I went to a worship conference where Philip Edwards, who has multi-tracks, was teaching Ableton, teaching how to use tracks. That's when I started doing it, came back to my church and began implementing Ableton and running click tracks. We had just gotten into in-ear monitoring, made a lot of mistakes along the way. Back then, we couldn't buy all of our songs, and so I was making the tracks. This was before there were
Chorus 2,
pre-recorded,
4.
the pre-recorded voices, count-ins to drop in. And so I was sitting in my office with an SM58 and lining up a click track at 120 beats per minute and playing through a song and singing that song, and then I would come back and create my own cue track, and I would call out chorus 2, 3, 4, and that would be in the click track as well, in that guide track. Then in about 2011 or 12, I was teaching at the Christian Musician Summit. I've taught at Christian Musician Summit, Purpose-Driven Worship, Worship Leader Conference, Experience Conference, Worship Northwest, really all over the country, as I taught the shortcut capo from Kaiser and showed the guitars that I was associated with. Then at some of the events, I even had the opportunity to teach making click tracks and using them with your band and with your team. And Matt McCoy, I remember it was at Christian Musician Summit in Buffalo, New York. I'll never forget when he explained to me how to use and set up Session View and how beneficial that was. And I began taking all of my songs and dropping them into Session View, and it reduced my setup time considerably. One of the benefits that I had with creating my own tracks the way I did is I memorized the songs. I played it through as a scratch track, and then I played it through to create the guides. I knew the song inside and out because I had gone through recording it over and over. I had a bass player that was out every other week, and so I was recording the bass and running bass tracks on that. And so I knew the songs inside and out, and that was a benefit. And so having a quick setup should give you more time to rehearse. Hopefully you don't give up that rehearsal time when you just have a quick setup. I've taken some lessons from Will Doggett and things that he has taught from Stage to Studio. They all do great work. They all have their own approach, and I've gleaned many different lessons from them and from other Ableton instructors. And there are things I like and things that I do that I feel like are beneficial to the process. And so stick around. As I said before, please subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know things that you would like to learn about Ableton. I'm going to try to give them in short, quick lessons rather than a 20-minute lesson that you've got to scrub through to get to the exact statement that you're looking for.